Cat Girl here, and today I'm going to be doing the 5th video in the chicken care series on choosing a coop for your chickens. Chickens are very social animals, and when you're having a coop for them you need to choose a coop that will fit over one chicken, because one chicken alone will be lonely, so you'd always want to have a coop that's big enough for two. The basics of a coop. Your coop has to have wire around it. It has to cover the top, and it also has to cover the bottom. As you can see, we've got wire like this on the bottom, but it's just covered in poo, chicken poo, so you can't see it. This will prevent foxes from jumping through the top and from burrowing under the bottom, and will prevent snakes from getting in. It protects from predators, and if you don't have a coop that suits these needs, then you might have a chance of your chickens being eaten. This wire is small, and the holes are small, and that's really good. You can use chicken wire or anything like that, but you need to know that you have a chance of your chickens being eaten. Your coop must have nesting boxes. Ours do open, but we have an extension in there. As you can see, there should be at least one nesting boxes per every 2 chickens, and they will be able to lay their eggs in there, and they can feel at home when they lay their eggs for you. Also have a perching area for them to sleep on. Sometimes they like sleeping in there, but some chickens just prefer to sleep on the ground like ours do. And you also will have to put lots and lots of straw in the nesting boxes and in the bottom of the coop, in the top part. Also need one of these perches which goes across the middle. This is optional, but chickens love it, and our chickens jump on it and they spend most of their day on it. You would need an area for them to sit in, and this area suits well because they can sit in there when it's raining, or they can stay in there when it's a hot day and they want to have shade. You can also use this tarp for rain and for shade. It's just something that you can add onto your coop. It's not necessary. Your doors have to have locks on them. We used to have a lock that slid over like that, but that is not good enough. This is what we use. We use a pin that goes through 2 holes in the coop, and can't really do it at the moment while I'm holding the camera, but it keeps them really safe and it's good for them. This is an insect trap. You can buy these at a hardware store or any kind of store like that. They trap the insects like the flies and the wasps in there, and it stops them from annoying your chickens. Should provide at least half a metre of space per chicken. Like, this is a good size for 4 chickens, but any more it'd be way too small. If you want to have a coop that is enclosed and doesn't have an area where they can go around, like, it's optional to put a fence around their coop so that they can go and scratch, but you'll need to let your chickens out when they're not in here. It's best to let them out 2 to 3 times a week, and more would be best, but you can let your chickens out every day if you want to. It's better to let them out in the warm weather, because in the cold weather it'll be raining and they won't want to go out. Also need something for the shell grit. As you can see down here, we have a little shell grit container and something to hook the water onto. You need a water container and a food container. When you get chickens, you'll need to have a place for them to scratch in. As you can see here, our chickens love scratching in our garden beds, and they will also eat worms, and they will have dust baths. It is essential for dust baths to be taken by a chicken because it stops them from getting mud. There are many benefits for keeping your chickens. You can give them your scraps and put less food in the bin, and they can eat your scraps. And you can also use the poo as a fertilizer, and that will help your plants grow and thrive. An example of that, we had a pile of chicken poo here, and somehow a pumpkin plant has
begun
If
to
you're
grow.
keeping chickens as babies when they're really small, you can keep them in a tub or a tank like this and put a heat lamp above it, one like this, and hook that up. That will keep them warm because they need the warmth to survive when they're young babies. And you can also get little baby you can get baby chicken food like this, and you can set up a little dish of water with marbles in it, and that will stop them from drowning. Remember that chickens are social animals, so before you consider getting one, you would need to think about if you have the room for a coop. You need to have a coop for them that will suit their needs, and you also need to consider the things that you're going to put in your coop and how much it will cost for your chicken coop. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to watch some of my other chicken care videos. Goodbye!